And so that's why I think that the number one thing that folks should do is reinvest into marketing and into being seen for their business so that their income can go up. And when your income goes up, don't go screwing it off. Go invest in an asset that will pay you back every single month so that you can go to the spa and pay your aunt two full days of child care and just leave and go get lost and be okay.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives just like you on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, before I jump into this episode, I do want to remind you that the Friends in Beauty bus trip to the Makeup Show New York is quickly approaching. So if you have not registered yet, you might want to go ahead and do that before April 17th, before the deadline. Your registration includes your entry into the makeup show as well as round trip travel from DC to New York, and also tons of networking opportunities and lots of fun with your friends in beauty. So I will leave the link down below in the show description for you to check that out if you want to roll with us. But hurry, because the bus is almost full, okay? So don't delay. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I welcome the queen of automation, Kris Holt, to the Friends in Beauty guest chair. Kris helps high-level entrepreneurs build their personal brands via social media, sales funnels, and scalable automated systems. If you want to scale your business and start creating systems to make passive income, I mean that real coin, like money without having to physically do the work or provide the service, then you are in for a treat. This episode is definitely for you. I had such a wonderful time chatting with Kris, and I definitely had some things I'm about to start implementing after having this conversation. In this interview, Kris shares how she helps brands generate six figures, what is a sales funnel, and how you can incorporate them into your business model, ways to prepare your business for a recession, the tea on how to use influencer marketing to your advantage, how to use AI for content creation, what to do if they ban TikTok or any other social media platform, all about her content creation studio, Posh Lofts, and so much more. Get ready to take some notes, okay? It's time to stop playing around and really start using our resources correctly to build our dream lives. Kris dropped lots of gems, so I hope that you're ready. Let's go ahead and jump into this dynamic conversation. And if you prefer to watch our beautiful faces, then tune in on YouTube. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, Kris.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I am so excited because we have some catching up to do. So
Definitely.
We'll definitely get into that. But before we jump into the interview, I would like to start off with some icebreaker questions to get us warmed up. So the
Awesome.
Friends in Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do professionally.
Very cool.
Yeah. So first one, just give us 3 random facts about you.
3 random facts. I do stutter, so that's something that's not really like a common thing. I own a content studio, so that's really fun. And I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, Nashville. I've always heard about Tennessee. I need to get down there and see what it's about.
It's amazing.
Nice. Do you have any hidden talents?
Yeah, I used to play volleyball growing up. So I'm an athlete to my core. I'm competitive as hell. But yes, I used to volleyball.
Okay. Do you still dibble and dabble every now and then?
No, not as much, but I do want to get back into it. Definitely. Yeah.
Is there a difference between like regular volleyball and like beach volleyball?
Yeah, I mean, the main difference is obviously team size. So when you're indoor, it's 6 people on one court. When you're beach, it can be doubles or groups of 4. And being in sand is a little hard. It's like harder to navigate, but I definitely love both.
Okay. Well, I have these things called pod decks that have these very interesting, sometimes crazy questions. This is a would you rather and a what the heck. Which one do you want?
Ooh, would you what the heck?
What
Sounds
the heck?
less troublesome.
Let's see. So, well, we all know because these cards, I be telling people like, don't hold me to this because I didn't make these up.
That's
But
funny.
it's cute. Since you're married, this says, if you could marry a fictional character, who would it be?
I guess my husband now. That's the safest
Fictional.
thing. Oh, like someone just random. Oh, maybe Barack Obama.
Okay, even he's real, but
Oh shit! It has to be a fictional character. Fuck. Fictional character. Thor.
Thor.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could travel to different galaxies and stuff. He's strong.
Definitely, yes.
Okay. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from what you do professionally?
Ooh, making them feel at home and comfortable. I'm very hospitable. It's probably a southern thing. So
Mhm. Okay,
yeah.
I like that. When is the last time that you did something for the first time?
Last time I did something for the first time. In my adult life, I got some puppies, and that's not something that I was used to doing. My parents did not allow us to have pets, so getting dogs for the first time is something that it was weird, but I did it.
Okay, what kind of dogs do you have?
I have 2 Frenchies.
Oh my God.
Yes, their names are Legend and Louie.
I'm obsessed. One of my friends has a Frenchie
Really?
and I'm obsessed with her. Like anytime I see her, I'm just like carrying her around like a baby. So
Yeah, yes, they're 2 little boys and just troublesome.
okay. The last one, if you weren't the queen of automation, what else could you see yourself doing?
What else could I see myself doing? Probably being an interior designer or a real estate developer. I just love to just build really awesome things and just bring visions to like life. That's definitely me.
Okay. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing. Thanks for sharing. I hope y'all learned a little bit about Kris and those icebreakers.
Yeah,
So, how is the married life?
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And I definitely see how wonderful it is when I talk to my single friends and they're like, "Child, ain't nothing out here. These men are crazy." It just makes me feel very grateful for like my husband and his stability and all of his amazing traits. So
There's absolutely nothing out here in these streets, girl. I'm so happy for you. I am so happy for you that you are off the market. That is awesome. Does your husband play like a big role of support with what you do?
Yeah, we're very supportive of each other and we're very alike, so that can be interesting at times.
Nice. Are you
Yeah.
still in Atlanta?
Yeah. We're kind of in like the heart of Buckhead, so yeah, we
Okay.
live in a high rise right now, but we plan to get a home maybe like in the next year or 2.
Okay. How'd you land in Atlanta from Tennessee?
Really, so I started my entrepreneurial journey in Nashville. And then I was like, wow, there's not a lot of Black businesses here, and I need to go where the action's at. So literally the month that I moved to Atlanta, my business like 10x. Like this is I always joke around. I'm like, this is the closest thing to Wakanda that we have for Black people who are in business.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just decided to move to where the action was.
Yeah.
And then we all have a thing where we get comfortable or like complacent with where we are. And it's like, all right, something in the atmosphere needs to like change. and I may need to go somewhere else. So that's also kind of where that came from.
Yeah, I definitely considered moving to Atlanta at one point, but then, you always hear the jokes of like, that's where Black people go to like start over and, realize all their dreams. Like, that's why so many like
That
trans.
is true. I don't think that that's a bad thing.
I know, right? It's just so many like, I don't know. I have family down there, so I could definitely,
Yeah, definitely.
but it's so many, like as far as the people that I really admire in business, most of them are in Atlanta.
I know, and there's a reason, and I think that Atlanta is more of a launching pad, so you can really gain momentum and take off. And once you've taken off, I mean, my husband and I, we really love it here. But long term, I can really see us in like Vegas or Miami or even Mexico or Africa, just once things are taken off. And so I think that it's a great it's a great launching pad. But it doesn't have to be your forever.
Got you. Were you doing like the same business model as you are now when you were in Tennessee?
Yes. My like services and skill set have evolved tremendously, but it's all still the same core things.
Okay.
The digital marketing.
Okay. Like, how exactly do you help brands create 6 figures in their business?
Yeah, so I help them with exposure and creating offers. Sometimes you're not making enough offers. If I were to ask you to a day, how many new people have you told about your business? Most people would say, not a lot. And so a lot of it is just visibility to boost sales. And that is what I help with.
Gotcha.
Is to help you get seen, to make more offers, and just to really clean up your like brand and how you show up online.
Got you. Okay. The clients that you mostly deal with, are they doing like digital offers or are they providing like some kind of service to people?
Both. So yeah, so I get a bit of both, but my favorite are like, because my favorite people to work with are like personal brands, because they can go both the like service and the digital product route. So I help them with both.
Got you. I know a big part of your business is like automation and sales funnels and things like that. For those who don't know what a sales funnel is, could you like break that down?
Yeah, so the average attention span right now is like 6 seconds. And so you have 6 seconds to tell someone, hey, don't look at my homepage, my about page, my like contact page, my testimonial page, my blog page, which are all things that are on your website, right? So it's saying, hey, yes, I have this, I have this, but right now I only want you to focus on this one thing. And it's kind of like having a concierge guide them to, hey, take action on this one on this one offer, and therefore the conversion rates are a lot higher.
Got you. Instead of focusing on like where to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Got you. How much time should somebody give themselves to like really set up a good funnel? Like as far as like the content that's behind it, the like the steps, the follow-ups and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so I don't recommend it if that's not your expertise. I say that you pay for the service that you don't know much about, and that you only focus on the parts about your business that like you love and that you are confident in, because it does take a lot to not do the funnel, but like the workflows and the automations and the follow-up and the like back end and all of the sales copy. If that's not something that you do on a day-to-day basis and all you want to do is focus on like the actual art of what you're doing, just pay somebody. So I actually don't recommend it, but if you were to, it's and if you're brand new, it may take you up to 5 to 10 hours to really learn what you're doing and which platform and how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any particular platforms that work best or that you would recommend?
Yeah, so my platform, I am working with a large group of estheticians now, and helping them with like their back end, with their automation. And so, but you have to apply to be in my program. So you could come find us at Social Esti on Instagram, SOCIALESTI. And we can help you and set up your entire back end thing there.
Got you. When you talk to your clients, or for people who are a little bit hesitant about funnels and everything like that, like how do you explain to them like the importance of automating that part of their business?
To me, it's easy because I would ask, what you're currently doing gotten you?
Mhm.
Like, and that's one thing that I ask myself too. Like, there comes a point where my knowledge can only get me so far. I have to change. I have to go learn, and I have to implement new things. So if you are someone who's like perfect and like your business is thriving, like keep doing what you're doing. But if you know that change needs to happen, and if you know that like you need more clients, you need to like go after that information and not be so like standoffish with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But another thing that I teach is just having control over your data. So being able to contact every name, email, and phone number of the individuals who have expressed interest in the past, to be able to reach out to them like down the line, and to nurture your like contacts, and like all of that. And I really talk about the importance of text marketing. Text marketing has a 96% open rate, and email has about anywhere between 18 and 20% of an open rate. So for those of you who have specials and sales and offers, sometimes if you're only reaching them through email, you may get little to no response.
That makes a lot of sense, because we always have our phones in our hands.
Exactly.
And even though I have my phone in my hand, when I see an email pop up, I still be like, like I just ignore it. But that text message, I'm gonna open it up.
Absolutely.
I just thought about something too. With all of the talk about like TikTok, like possibly getting banned and stuff like that in the United States, I just thought about this because I was watching this girl's YouTube video the other day. And first, maybe like a couple of months ago, her YouTube channel got hacked. So she had to start a whole new channel. She had over like 100,000 subscribers on her YouTube. She had to start a whole new YouTube. And then with TikTok possibly being banned, she was like, one of her followers DM'd her. It was like, girl, like, are you okay? Like, because a lot of her income comes from TikTok. Yeah. So she's like, I have like 100, I think she has like 100. Well, she has a lot of people on TikTok. It's either 100,000 or 1 million. I know that's a big difference, but I know it has something to do with it.
Yeah, but that's still a lot, yeah.
So if for people like that, like what would you recommend them doing to like get some of those people off of TikTok?
Absolutely.
And onto something else that they can still nurture them and keep in contact with them and stuff like that?
Yeah. So so we obviously don't own in any of these platforms, right? And so my thing would be create a membership. I like know that Patreons are huge and everything like that, but if you can come from a place of like service and add value, people will throw their money at you. So like the people who are big influencers on these platforms should try to service that community. So that could be through education, through a course, through some sort of software, and just kind of funnel all of these 100K followers into like one intimate group to get paid monthly, if like that makes sense.
Yeah, because she was like, I might have to give me a job because TikTok is like a big chunk of her income.
That's crazy. I
Yeah.
would be so furious. And like, see, and it's not about the followers. And I think everyone is starting to like see that. Like my Instagram page got shut down last year. And that for me, that's where essentially all of my traffic comes from. So I kind of had to start over. But I also was able to reach out to like my email list and to my text list and still get clients. But I do recommend, there is a company called Notch, and they are insurance for your Instagram page, and they will insure your page up to what it's worth. So if my Instagram page were to get shut down, they would pay me $10,000 per month until I could get it back. And they like have a team who tries to get your stuff back.
I wonder if somebody will try to run a scam on that. Like, let me get this Notch, and they have somebody hack my page so I can get this money.
Well, it only works up to like 3 to 6 months. It's not like a long, but I also don't recommend that.
Right, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So with the things that you're doing, well, with all the changes with social media, because you used to be able to post a picture, it'll do numbers and everything. People are always stressing about this algorithm and everything. Like, what have you seen that is working now when it comes to social media and promoting yourself?
So I used to not really rely on ads, but one thing the number one thing that will always work, I believe, is influencer marketing.
Okay.
And that could be through like you doing like you performing a service for a celebrity in exchange for a shout out, right? Or like paying for that shout out. I actually was doing a course a while back. It was like $300, and I put it out to my audience. I only got like six sales, right? Because like the algorithm is like really messed up. Well, I paid all of these shout out pages, including the shade room. And I went from only 6 folks who paid to like close to 200 who paid.
Wow.
And so pay people who have a large following to like collaborate, to review your review your stuff. Especially if you feel like your followers are like stagnant and not engaging.
I like that. That's one thing I have not dabbled with, and I think I need to.
It will blow up. Everything like all of the companies like Gucci and Louis and Sprite and like they are partnering with celebrities. They are partnering with athletes. They're and like influencers, and that's how they're able to get all of these sales. And like Fashion Nova is like the prime example of like they're like massive. Like I think they're the second most searched clothing brand, and they got their start through influencer marketing. So that is tried and true for every business, and that will be the number one thing.
Got you. How much should we be setting aside for like influencer marketing? Because I know for me, when I think like, especially like the shade, I know for sure, like I think I looked into spiritual world one time and it was like $2,000 or something like that.
Yes. So here's what I'll say. So a lot of these influencers aren't as expensive as you think they are. So you kind of had to like cast your net wide, right? And so some of them have rates. So, all right. So like what I did was I started off with a page that was like $125, right? And then and like once I doubled or tripled my money, then I like reinvested more and more and more. So have it be a gradual thing. Like the shade room was 6,000 when I ran it, right? But I didn't jump out the gate with that. Like I let the like one to like I let the 125 that I put in get me about 600, and then I took that 600 and took 200 out to go on a different page and then ramped it up like that.
Got you.
So like start as small as you can. And yeah, you would be shocked. So I would say reach out to like 100 influencers who have 1 million or less followers, and there's somebody in there that will only charge you like $200.
Wow. Like, how do you find these influencers? Is it like a way to vet them to the like, or is it like really risky to, I don't know.
So there's risk associated with everything, and there's also risk associated with you staying where you are too. So everything is like risky, but what I look out for is that I go to their likes and I make sure that like the people who are liking and commenting don't look like bots. So if they look like real folks, that is a good sign. If they have if like they have a lot of comments, that is also a good sign. And then how you find them. So there's lots of ways. So if you are somebody, all right, like let's say hair care, right? Like let's like hypothetically say that like you sell hair care stuff. Go to somebody's page like Kaleidoscope, right? By Real BB her. Yeah. And look at the influencers that like she's working with,
right,
and reach out to them because they're obviously like generating sales, especially if you see them more than once. And then and then so already go to like pages who are doing the exact same thing and look at who they're working with and try to match their pay and reach out to them and everything like that.
Got you. Do people do influencer marketing for like podcasts?
I mean, to me, the whole thing is influencer marketing. But in order to get a really big, all right, so like some folks will just do it because they like to hear themselves talk. And so therefore therefore you don't have to like pay them. But there are people who maybe you can pay who have X amount of followers who are in this like beauty space and like get them to be on your podcast. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then make them invite you as a collaborator.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm learning something. I saw a live that you did recently about getting rich quick in the recession and everything like that. Do you know of any ways, I'm sure you do, of like how people could really prepare their business for the recession?
That's a really good question. So one thing, I'm so sorry, I have to blow my nose.
Go ahead, girl.
Do you mind?
I'll edit it up.
All right, cool. I mean, I mean, feel free to like keep it in there, because I'm just real comfortable with myself and shit.
Okay.
It's just real life. But yeah. So one thing that I used to not do that life has smacked me and told me I need to freaking do is reinvest into my business, and not a lot of folks do that. So reinvesting into influencer market, into influencer marketing, reinvesting into ads, reinvesting into your education to learn. So that is number one, because when you reinvest, you should be able to increase your ROI. Now, with the ROI, you don't want to just go off and spend that. You want to invest that into an asset. And so go out and get an Airbnb, or go out and get a content space. Go out and get something that you don't have to work for, that will give you more money, and spend that money. Don't spend the money that you work for, if possible. Now, if you do have to spend the money that you work for, just try to take less of that home, like less of that in your pocket, as more as you can handle, and then reinvest the rest, and just grow and grow and grow. Because one thing that we are doing wrong is that we are spending the money that we worked for, when we should have been spending the like money that we've worked for to accumulate assets and passive income. And so once you reinvest into your business and then get some revenue, reinvest into something else that takes less time and that will pay you, and that's what you live off of. And that's still something that I am learning. I'm not perfect at like, but life has had to like smack me and like show me, hey, like you cannot work for money. You have to let your money work for you, and like you have to allow your money to multiply itself.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If like that makes sense. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you just know so much, Kris. Like you just, are there any like hard lessons that you had to learn, or like, yeah, just doing business? Is there anything that has happened in business that you were like, okay, I thought this was going to take me out, but this was a learning lesson.
So money management has always been my thing. Like I suck at money management, and through God's grace and through my husband, it has taught me that there are ups in business and there's downs in business. And when business is up, you need to be saving and investing for when business is down. That's the number one thing that I've learned. That is the number one thing that if I were to die today, I would want for everyone to know that when you're up, don't go fuck it off. Go save it and go invest it, so that when times are hard, you have that rental property that is still paying your bills. So if you can get to the place where your money is freed up, so that you don't have to pay for rent, and that you don't have to pay for food. So take the money that you get from your business, set that aside to invest in an asset, and have that asset to cover your rent and food. And if you do that, you are on a very good track.
I like that advice. I like that. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Well, I have a never have I ever question for you. I feel like you kind of answered it earlier, but I'm gonna ask you this way. So if this has happened to you before, you can share the story behind it. And if not, then give your advice if this happens to someone.
Oh, all right. So this is tough. So I've always been very good at making money, not great at keeping it, right? And so this time, so last year, 2022, January 26th, my father died, right? And we had this funeral on February the 2nd, 2022. So I have 4 parents, and so the one that passed away was like my like stepdad, but I've known him since I was 2, so that is my real dad, and I just, that is like my like number one. Both of my dads are, but a part of me died that day, right? And then after that, my Instagram in April got shut down, right? And so the lesson that I learned was that when he died, a part of me died. And instead of me saving my money so that I could have time to grieve, have time to cope, rediscover myself, go do this and this. And with my Instagram being shut down at the same time, that kind of made me realize, hey, like all this money that you spend on this and this and this and this could have been set aside for you to have this time to grieve, for you to have this time if like Instagram did mess up, like to actually live and be okay and not be worried about bills. I wasn't worried because I have a husband, but if I was on my own, I would have been worried.
Right.
I would have been very, 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 very worried.
Right. That's one of those things too, because I've been getting like lately, I feel like I've been getting like very close to the point of burnout, but it's like one of those things. My friend is like, you need to honor your body, you need to rest. And I'm like, well, I do rest.
With what money?
If
But
I
with what money?
rest, then I don't make money, and then I can't pay my bills, and then I might be out the street. So
absolutely. And like so that's why I think that the number one thing that folks should do is reinvest into marketing and into being seen for their business so that their income can go up. And when your income goes up, don't go screwing it off. Go invest in an asset that will pay you back every single month so that you can go to the spa and pay your aunt 2 full days of childcare and just leave and go get lost and be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen.
So stop working for money. That's like my number one thing. You should always strive to not be the person who works in the salon suite, but the person who owns the building. You should always aspire to not always be behind the chair, but be the person who owns the actual operation and everybody pays you.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, let me ask you this question. Let's see. Never have I ever created an offer that completely flopped. Has that ever happened to you before?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time. But you have to, so I am somebody, I have like 100 domain names that are purchased through GoDaddy. I get an idea and I have a website, the funnel, the logo done within 24 hours. So I get so many ideas that a lot of them do flop because I kind of have like the entrepreneur shiny object syndrome that I'm fighting against. And that I'm finally in a space where I'm focused on one thing and it's doing very well. So
I definitely can. Well, that makes me feel a lot better actually, because I feel like I had the same thing. I'm a big fan of like the Social Proof podcast with David Shands.
Yeah.
So like at one point I love the podcast, but at one point I had to like put it on pause and stop watching it because every time I watched it, I'm like, oh, I want a boat company. Oh, I want to do government contracts. Oh, I want to have a home health care. Like it was just getting ridiculous. Like, let me stop. Like
now, like here is one thing that I will say, right? So have a business and focus on your business. And that doesn't mean, so not everybody is meant to have multiple businesses, but everybody is meant to have multiple streams of passive income. So still be working on your business, but if someone teaches you how to do an Airbnb and how to make money, then have that be an investment while you still focus on your main thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Got you. So since you do have so many offers that have flopped, like what would you say are the elements of a good offer for the ones that have been successful?
So the elements of a good offer is, and this is not a straightforward question. This is something that the elements of a good offer to me is an offer that aligns with the end goal for your lifestyle. And so what I mean by that is that I've made lots of offers and I've made lots of money, but the end goal for my lifestyle was like not that. So where I am right now with SaaS stands for software as a service. So that's any software that any of us use and pay monthly for. So that could be your like Gloss Genius, or like your Squarespace, or your Acuity. It's like something that you pay every single month for. So right now I have SaaS that folks are paying every single month for, and that aligns with my end goal, because my end goal is not to work for money. My end goal is to wake up on the beach and have money that comes in every single month and I don't have to do shit for, and that I can scale.
Yes.
So that to me is a good offer. It's something that aligns with your end goal, and not something that's just to make a quick buck.
I can see that. Okay. So look, as quiet as it's kept, I actually have like a podcast course that I created that I never really like promoted or anything like that because of, I don't even know what reason. Now that I'm talking to you, I'm like, okay, I definitely just probably need to do some influencer marketing and run some ads and everything and push people. I don't know why. I just never really promoted it. But are people still doing like lead magnets, or are they just jumping right into the sale?
So that's a really good question. So some people do lead magnets. There's a book, and it's not out here. It's called $100 Million Offer by Alex Hermosi. It's a big purple book, and it's an easy read, but a lot of us don't know how to make the right offer, and that's still what I'm learning. And so there are elements to making a good offer that if those components are not there, no matter if you do a lead magnet or not, it won't work. So make sure that your offer is a great offer. It's like an irresistible offer that folks would be dumb if like they didn't opt in. So make sure that your offer is amazing, and I highly recommend that like you read that book. So if you have a great offer and if you partner with an influencer, your thing will go crazy.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I had like 2 people enroll in it because at one point I did like a free podcast editing class showing people how to edit a podcast, and then like enroll people like that, and like 2 people signed up. But that's because I didn't really promote it. I don't even think, like, this is probably the first time they're hearing this on the podcast. Like, what, I have a whole course teaching people how to record and edit a podcast. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about content creation real quick, because like I absolutely like content. I love content creation. I kind of slowed down a little bit on certain things, so I need to like start batching again. But like, why do you think that people struggle so much with creating content?
Probably because they don't have the skill set, and they overthink it. So for me, content became a lot easier when I started to use AI and use Chat GPT.
I love Chat GPT.
Yes. So combining Chat GPT with Canva is like mind blowing. It's easy, takes 10 minutes and you're done. And then also batching and then they also have this unrealistic time commitment. And so for us on Sundays, Sundays are my content days for like the rest of the week. So I batch content on Sunday, I like do my hair, I do my makeup, and I make my reels, and then I'm done for the rest of the week. So I think unrealistic, like they may think that it'll take so much time, and they may not know what tools and resources are available to cut down on that.
This AI, I'm just so fascinated because I'm a techie at heart. So this AI thing is really just like so intriguing to me. How are you using ChatGPT and Canva? Like, are you taking the information from ChatGPT and then making like a template or a checklist or something like that in Canva?
Yeah. So with ChatGPT, we have to ask it the right prompts, and so if you're not asking it the right prompts, then it's not going to yield what like you need it to yield. And there's also a platform called Ask the Public that was created by Neil Patel. But if like you ask Chat GPT, what are the top 5 things that this group of folks need to know about this, and then it will break down all 5 of these issues, and then I will copy and paste them on a nice like carousel type of post.
Gotcha.
So just asking it the right prompts, most frequently asked and Googled questions about this type of thing, and then inserting it and repurposing it.
Got you. Yeah, ChatGPT, they got these other ones that edit video for you, and it's amazing. I love it. And I always tell people with the AI thing, I'm like, content creation is really no excuse anymore for content creation, because you can really go on ChatGPT. People be like, oh, I don't know what to put in my caption. Like, you could go and ask ChatGPT to write you a caption.
All the captions,
all of the things. One thing that I really, really admire about you, Kris, is your spiciness. Like, I feel like on Instagram, like you are not afraid to speak your mind. Like, where does that come from? Because I'm probably like the total opposite. Like, I would think things, I probably think like the exact same things, but like I'd be too afraid to like say it or put it online.
I mean, I honestly, I don't like bullies. And that's where the world is headed towards, is that if you don't think the way that I think, then I'm going to bully you. And I don't like to be cornered. So I say things and I always say, one thing that I admire about folks who are controversial, like Trump or like Kanye or like Kevin Samuels, is that if you love them or if you hated them, folks are always talking about them, and that does them like that right there shoots their presence up. And so when I say things and have honest thoughts, some of my comments can get very lengthy and my algorithm goes up. Oh, I can't believe she said, oh, just unfollow and unfollow. But throughout all of that, you really weed out the folks who actually love you and like who rock with you. And so my thing has always been like, you will love me or you're gonna hate me, because I do have a mouth. But I also like, what gives you the right to be able to say what you want and do what you want, but like I can't, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, Yeah, like no. And plus, I'm just not scared. Like my life is amazing in real life. I have a real family who loves me. I have a real business. So what y'all do is it's 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 like extra. Like it's not something that I crave for. And folks crave validation from other people. I've never needed that. So when I say things and people are like, oh well, screw you. I'm like, yeah, well, I got a husband who does that every day. So I'm good. It's like I don't care because I don't need your validation.
Right. Right. Because you did mention like the algorithm going crazy. Like, is that a good marketing tactic for those people who aren't afraid to speak their mind? Like
folks love drama. Folks love drama. Like think about when Will Smith hit Chris Rock, right? That was kind of fucked up. Everybody watched it. Everybody was talking about so regardless on whose side you were on, folks love drama. Like so it's like every mechanism, like the Bible, full of drama. Folks like drama. So if you can create content that inspires conversation that is dramatic or outside of the norm or that's taboo, your algorithm will go up.
Okay, look, taking notes. Yeah, girl, I just don't like dealing with people in that way. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, so I have a thing, especially if I run an ad or do something with an influencer, I don't look at the comments. Like, cause like what happens is as like humans, we ignore the 90% of folks who like love us and zoom in on that 10% who like hates us. And I don't know why that happens. So I like put stuff up and I don't look at the comments. Like there are times where like I like where I may see something, and if like the first 3 or 4 words is like rude, I'll like just keep strolling and won't read your whole comment. But there's folks in the comments who see that comment and who will jump on them. So I don't really have to fight. I don't really have to like fight it off.
Absolutely. So. Yes. Speaking of content, you have to tell us about Posh Lofts because I've seen a couple of familiar faces on your page, like them recording their podcast in your studio. The space just looks amazing. Like, how did that come about? How's it going?
Good. So my father, the one that passed away, he used to work in management for like Shop at Home and like JTV. So when he would like bring us to work with him, like I saw all of these different sets. And so that's kind of like where that started from, was like, oh wow, like there are folks who have these different sets in like one room and like who generate a lot of money. And so then when I started to do content for my clients, I'm like, yeah, like send me some photos, send me some like photos. Well, their photos would look like trash. So I would say, hey, well, let's have a content day where I would go and rent out a space and like do their photo shoot. And like it got to a point where I would spend in anywhere between 500 and like 1,200 for one day in someone else's spot. So I was like, no. Like I'm gonna create an asset and start my own space. And so that's how we have Posh Lofts. And I started it in May of last year. And so my father died in January. We buried him in February. And so throughout that time, that was like my baby, and was like allowing me to get out of bed and do things, because I was tore up. I was in bed. I was drinking. I didn't want to do shit when my dad died. So me doing Posh Lofts is like a way for me to like just have something to wake up and do, and it's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you had that outlet.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you keep yourself mentally tough in this day and age of all of the opinions and stuff on social media and just running a business?
Yeah, so mentally toughness comes from within. I spend a lot of time with myself, especially in the morning or in the afternoon, with through like meditation, through like just through like thoughtfulness and through gratefulness. Like every day, especially when I'm in for me, my like shower time is my like therapy time.
Mhm.
So when I'm in the shower, I do lots of like visualizations of like all the dreams that like I have. And I also take that time to just be grateful. And so so like when I'm grateful, that shifts in uh any form of like negativity that may be going on.
Yeah.
So whenever things are like bad or tough, I like just take that time to myself, like thank you God for this, thank you God for that, for this, for like that and that and that.
Mhm.
And then try to see the lesson of what's going on and shift my vibration. And so a lot of us have to get into shifting our vibration whenever we feel that something's not right. Because if you continue down that like negative thing, you will attract negative things. So
Right.
immediately when I feel negative, I try to like shift that with positivity, and that makes me feel a whole lot better.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. I hope that reached somebody out there because we
Yeah,
all
I hope so.
at some point in time we're all going through it. So
Yeah.
yeah. At the end of the day, Kris, like what do you want your legacy to be?
Um, there's a quote that like stuck with me, and it is, Black people are so dope that we should just get paid for being ourselves. And my legacy, I would want to be, is to tell people that the gifts that God has inside of you is for a purpose, and that you can monetize and profit and live an abundant life off of those gifts, and to not let your 9 to 5 pay you to forget about your dreams.
Mm.
And that everyone should just get paid for what comes naturally to them. So like marketing and creating comes like naturally, and I found a way to like make it pay me. So my legacy would be, because I am working on some big projects, but out of that is what that will circle back to, is for folks to be able to monetize and profit off of their God-given talents.
Absolutely. Yes. We love to see it. What's next for you? Anything coming up?
Uh, uh, yeah, there are some like big things. I am somebody, I like to show and not talk.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know whenever it's built. But that also comes from protecting the like dream and protecting the like vision, because
Mhm.
because like you could post this, and then like someone may be like, oh well, like da 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 da, and then now that seed of doubt was planted.
Right.
And I don't have time for that. So I just protect my dream at all costs, and only share that when it's done. Because like when it's done, if anyone has anything to say, it's like, well, fuck you. At least I did something.
Right.
But
Right.
while it's still in this incubator phase, I can't allow for negativity to like come at me. Like any seed of doubt has to be like chopped off immediately. Like, so I just don't even
I
Let's
get it. I just had that conversation with someone yesterday that I interviewed. He was saying, like, if you have a seed, you got to put the stuff around the seed so that people won't trample on your stuff. Because people really try to convince you not to do something just because of their own,
They
thought process.
They
Yeah.
absolutely will.
Well, this has been such a lovely conversation. I have enjoyed this thoroughly. But before you go, I have to ask you the Friends of Beauty rapid fire questions.
Sure.
So whatever comes to your mind first, just spit it out.
Oh.
So first one, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
Top 3 keys to my success: learning every day, reading very often, and being the only one. And encouraging myself and loving myself every day.
Nice. How do you measure your success?
I have measurable goals, so that are written down that I can refer to. So if I wrote something down and if it comes to a pass, then that's my version of success.
I like that. What's the best advice you've ever received, or a piece of advice that's just always stuck with you?
One thing that my dad used to say is one day you can be on top of the world and the next day the world can be on top of you. So I don't ever get too high or too stuck on myself. I'm just even keel.
I like that a lot. I've never heard that before. I like that a lot. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's and like not to like deviate, but my father, I mean, he was doing millions of dollars annually and then had a disease that could not be cured, and that took him out. And did nothing to anyone, was the kindest person, the most giving person, and life just dealt him a bad hand with a disease that could not be cured. And so I have always learned, one day you can be on top of the world, the next day the world can be on top of you, and you just have to just be even keel and not get too high and not get too, and just balance, just like keep it balanced.
Wow. Yes. Yes, indeed. Oh my gosh. What advice would you give to another entrepreneur who is just ready to give up? They're just not seeing the results that they want in their business.
I would say this is a Drake lyric, and it says that in dire times when you need a sign, that's when it'll appear. I've had times where I've been very down. I've cried out to God for help, and I got a sign. And so just know that if you are down, that you're probably on the brink of coming up, and that if you give up now, you will never see what it's like on the other side.
Absolutely. Yes. What's a resource that has helped you in your business that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
Yeah. So a guy, his name is Myron Golden. He's on YouTube. He is phenomenal. And that is my version of church. That is business church. And I recommend him to any entrepreneur who needs help in any level of business. Go watch that man every day and your mindset will transform.
Yeah, he's fire for sure.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Last one, I just want you to fill in the blank and just say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is whatever you think it is.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, all right. So my name is Kris Holt, and the key to longevity and success is implementation.
Girl, the implementation, yes.
You can learn things all day, because I am the queen of buying a course, doing mentorship, doing coaching, all that shit don't mean nothing if you don't you don't implement it.
Yep, I said that before too. It was like, how about we actually implement these things? And I actually told myself the other day, because that's how we met. We met through Marquell's program. Yes. But I told myself the other day, like, I'm always thinking I need a coach or something like that. But I'm like, not until you actually
implement what you learned from the last course.
Exactly. Let's cut it out. Oh my gosh. Before you go, please share your social media information or however you want people to connect with you, what you offer, just everything.
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram at the Kris Holt. I have nothing to offer you right now, but just daily quotes and tricks on success and content. And yeah, just feel free to stop by and say hello.
Yes, thank you so much, Kris. I learned so much that I just always love going back and listening to the episodes and like taking my own notes. And I know this is an episode that is full of loads of gems. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty. And subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.